Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop. In this video, we're going to be talking about the most disappointing shoes of this year, or I guess the past year so far. Which means, it doesn't have to be a terrible shoe. It can just be maybe my hopes were very high and then I was very disappointed in the shoe. It didn't meet my standards or expectations as far as performance goes, or maybe this shoe is terrible and just don't get it. We're gonna have both of those in this list. And also shoes that surprised me, shoes that I was like, ooh, this is actually a very, very nice performer and I was not expecting that at all. So if you guys do want to get in these shoes, I'll try to leave the affiliate link in the description box. And as always, thank you guys so much for all the support. But obviously, we're going to be starting off with the shoes that you shouldn't get, right? Or I guess shoes that disappointed me. And we're going to start it off with the 361 Degrees Big 3 Future. And this was supposed to be their kind of like amazing top tier, most expensive shoe. It's freaking expensive, guys. It's like 180, 190 bucks, something like that. Maybe even 200. But yeah, this is obviously, it was Joker's shoe, Jokic's shoe, or he was wearing it, and then now they have a new model that he's been wearing, But yeah, I mean, he used to be signed with Nike, and he was wearing the Zoom GT Jump 1 and 2 until he signed with 361. But anyways, the Big 3 Future, it is a low top. He plays in the high top version, but the low top version is the one that I tried. I have two colorways of it. And it's just a super disappointing shoe because I was so excited for that shoe, guys. I mean, the AG4, coming from the AG4, and also the DVD2, which is a really nice shoe as well. Both of those shoes surprised the hell out of me, and I was like, yo, these are amazing. 361's kind of killing it. And then they kind of like, they had the whole press and they're like, oh, this is Joker's new shoe. And then we have all this tech with the full length carbon fiber and stuff like that. And I was like, yo, I'm so excited. I got it in. And then I was like, oh, the soft mesh shoulder is probably gonna be super duper nice. The cushion is gonna be just as nice as the AG4, and it wasn't. So very, very disappointing, right? So the traction is pretty ass, you know what I mean? It's just it does not have a good bite. It does pick up dust as well, and it's pretty inconsistent, And then, I mean, I do like the springiness of the overall shoe, because of the full-length carbon fiber plate. But the carbon fiber plate is like it's sandwiched in between the actual cushion or the foam. So it does have a soft mesh struggle bar, right? So the cushion, like when you feel it, is really, really soft because the Quick CQ Tech foam is actually really soft, right? But you press it with your thumb or your finger, and then you can feel the carbon fiber. You know what I mean? So the foam is really, really thin, and then you have the carbon fiber, and then you have the rest of the foam. So the step-in comfort is not even that nice. It's pretty stiff actually because of the carbon fiber. And then I guess the upper is pretty nice, but the cushion and traction is pretty big disappointment. So yeah, and also the price is a pretty big disappointment too. It's a very, very expensive shoe, so I didn't like that shoe. Probably stay away from that shoe. If you want a nice performer from 361, definitely get the DVD2 or the AG4, right? Or the Big 3 5.0 Quick Pro is also a very, very nice shoe, but it's a little expensive, 150 bucks. But anyways, there's that. Next, we got the Zion 3 SE. You guys remember when the Zion 3 came out? Right, and then we had leaks of the SE with the strap and then the full-length zoom bag underneath the drop in midsole. I was super duper excited about that, and then I got it in. I was like, this is ass. You know what I mean? I was like, what is this? So yeah, it's definitely a huge downgrade from the regular Zion 3. I definitely feel like the regular Zion 3 is way better. So in my personal experience, the regular Zion 3 that I have, the colorway, the solid rubber is just better on dust. It still picks up a good amount of dust, don't get me wrong, but it's just better than the SE that I had, right? The SE is just translucent for that 4-foot pod. So I feel like because of that, it does pick up more dust. And also the cushion is very, very nice, but the overall shoe is a lot heavier. It's like 2-3 ounces heavier than the regular Zion 3. And it's just bulky with the strap. The strap does improve lockdown in the midfoot, but I didn't really have any lockdown issues in the midfoot in the regular Zion 3. So with that extra strap, the extra added bulk, the material being super thick and also cumbersome and kind of uncomfortable, I just did not like that shoe at all, So what I thought was going to be a very nice shoe and a very big upgrade, in my personal opinion, was a downgrade. I guess besides the cushion, which is a full-length zoom bag underneath the drop-in, but in the regular Zion 3, it has Formula 23, has a nice little bounce in the heel, and the 4-foot zoom unit that's bottom loaded also has a nice little bounce. So it's not even like the regular Zion 3 was that bad anyway. So the SE, the special edition of the Zion 3, was definitely a huge disappointment. Next is this shoe is pretty nice. I did enjoy playing in it, but definitely was a little bit of a letdown because of the traction performance. and this is the Jordan Tatum 2, right? So the Tatum 2 has a mixture of everything. You know what I mean? We have solid rubber, we got translucent rubber in my colorway, and also some foam. If you're playing on a clean court and you break it in, it's a really nice bite. You know what I mean? It has a solid bite. It's not top tier, but it's solid, you know? But it does pick up a good amount of dust. You need to wipe pretty frequently as well, which is kind of annoying. But the overall rest of the shoe is pretty dang nice. You know, the full-length air strobe unit, I do like. I do like also the textile material, especially for the price, is pretty dang nice. Once you break it in, it gets soft. It's supportive as well. It's comfortable. The overall shoe is supportive too. And it's definitely growing on me as far as looks goes. You know, there's some of the PEs that Jason Tatum has been playing in, looks pretty dang good, but yeah, performance wise, probably not the best, especially if playing on like LA Fitness, 24-hour fitness court, that's regularly dusty. So anyways, there's that. Next shoe, we got the Adidas Adizero Select 2.0. So when I first got this shoe in, I was so surprised because it felt so dang light, right? And I put it on, I was like, yo, this shoe feels really good. It feels really lightweight, but also pretty dang supportive. I do like the cushioning setup in that shoe as well, with the full-length light strike. And then the stroke board is on the softer side of things, right? But the traction is not good. The traction, just from my personal experience, it was very, very lackluster, picked up a good amount of dust, and never really had a solid bite, you know? So I didn't like that, obviously. And also, I did have lockdown issues, right? So I did have heel lockdown issues. It wasn't like terrible, but it just didn't feel fully locked down, which made me hate playing in the shoe, which sucks because I really wanted to like the shoe, right? It's number 2 as far as like lightest shoes go right now that you can get by weight, you know. But you know, the lackluster traction, also the lockdown issues for me was a huge issue, which kind of sucked. And also I really like the materials because it was so thin. You know, I do like a minimal material as well. But anyways, there's that. Next we got the Puma MB.03. The Puma MB.03 was a huge disappointment as well because I mean I really like the 1. I love the 1. I really like the 2 as well, and I feel like they did a pretty good job with the 2, like making the overall shoe lighter, because Puma makes freaking heavy shoes, you know what I mean? But the 2, it wasn't light, but it was lighter than the MB1. I think it was like a little bit heavier than average. But yeah, here comes the MB.03, and I'm like pretty dang excited about it, and I got it in and I played in it. I was like, you know, this is not good. I don't like it. And then I kept trying to play in it, and it just never really got that much better. You know what I mean? So it just literally feels like a boot. You're playing in a boot, super clunky, very heavy. It's bulky as well. The traction isn't even that good. Comparing it to the 1 and the 2, it's not that good, right? Picks up dust. The cushion is pretty nice, but you are also high up off the ground, which I don't like. The material is overall cozy and supportive, but it does feel pretty thick and cumbersome as well. So yeah, the MB.03, huge letdown, and also yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the design as well. It just looks weird. And then the 4 was leaked and just looks terrible as well. So yeah, there's the MB.03, don't get it. And last but not least, we got the Puma Scoot Zero for $100. I mean, it's not terrible though. I definitely was like, it wasn't something that I just absolutely hated playing in, but I mean, I've played in some amazing shoes in the past year, and you know, I have some backup shoes and also some of the shoes that I was playing in while I was testing the Scoot Zeros. Scoot Zeros just weren't that good, right? The traction, if you're playing on a clean court, it's pretty solid, you know, but it does pick up a good amount of dust, and the cushion is booty cheeks. Terrible cushion, you know. They have a very, very stiff stroke board, so it's not very good for impact protection. You're low to the ground though, but it hurts your feet, or at least it did mine. Materials, I mean, it's really crappy for quality, but gets the job done, like in the toe box, I guess. I do like the cozy tongue, but yeah, just the overall shoe, the cushion was bad, the traction wasn't that good. So yeah, there's a lot better options for $100 out there, you know. Mainly we got the Weight Flash, we got the AR1, you know, we got the AE one for like $120. So anyways, there's that. And some of the most surprising shoes on this list, right? So we have the New Balance Kawhi 4. As you guys all know, I really don't like the Kawhi Leonard signature shoe line. Like the 1 through 3 was not that nice. I mean, the 3 was okay, the 2 was eh, the 1 was terrible. But the 4, I got it in, and I wasn't expecting much, and especially because of the looks, I feel like people don't really care about the Kawhi 4, but I got that shoe in, I was like, yo, these feel freaking nice. And then it improved while I played in it, right? The traction is freaking phenomenal. The cushion is so comfortable yet responsive. The upper is very comfortable as well. Overall, support is adequate, although I feel like if you're heavier, the 4-foot lateral containment isn't going to be the best, but it was adequate for me. It's just an overall super comfortable and responsive shoe, so don't sleep on the Kawhi 4, right? Next, also a shoe that I wasn't like super excited about, but surprised me, is the DVD2. The DVD2 overall is a very nice performer for the price. It used to be $100, I think, but then they raised the price to like $120, which kind of sucks. But overall, like the traction is pretty dang good. You got a really nice bite. It does pick up a little bit of dust though, so just be careful with that. But a nice little wipe, you should be good to go. The cushion also is very responsive. You know, I'm very sad that they don't add a soft mesh trouble board like they did in the AG4s, but it's still a responsive cushioning setup with adequate impact protection and a little bit of bounce. The overall material is thin and supportive, but not the best for quality. So yeah, the DVD2 definitely did surprise me. And last but not least, we got the Li-Ning JB2, which is Jimmy Butler's signature shoe. And yeah, don't sleep on that shoe. It surprised the hell out of me because I was just like, I mean, I did like the JB1, and the JB2 is super expensive, so I wasn't expecting much as far as like, I wasn't planning on getting it. But then I got my hands on a pair thanks to Li-Ning, and then I was like, yo, this shoe is really nice once I played in it. You know, the traction is top tier. It literally reminds me of Flow. You know what I mean? Flow has an amazing, like literally instantaneous stop, you know, and it almost stops too hard sometimes. And really, that's using foam, you know, and I've never really experienced like rubber doing that. But then the JB2, definitely, whatever they did with the rubber compound, it's amazing. It has an instantaneous stop pretty much. And then the cushion is super duper bouncy, but it's just way better than the 361 Big 3 feature. I don't know how they did it in the JB2, because like, oh, maybe it's because it doesn't go into the heel. I don't know what it is, but anyways, the JB2 also has a full-length carbon fiber plate, which is sandwiched in between the foam, but it's full-length boom, it's bouncy, and then you have a nice snappiness and pop from the actual full-length carbon fiber plate, and then the material is thin, also supportive. So that also is an amazing shoe. It just sucks that it's just super expensive, you know? But anyways, that about concludes this video. Obviously, that's just my personal opinion. Tell us what your disappointing shoes were down in the comment section below. Obviously, my preferences and what I like and want in a basketball shoe is probably gonna be different from you guys. So tell us what you guys were disappointed in and also surprised in, if you guys were surprised in a performance basketball shoe, down in the comment section below. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.